Hola, hola everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of IDTV 2013. I'm Rocio Lopez.
And I'm Lee O'Brien. So Rocio, you're a student here at City College of San Francisco. Are you ready for your final exams?
Kind of. I did have to withdraw one class, but...
The life of a student. So Rocio, what do you have today for our lovely viewers?
Besides our lovely hosts, we have the second installment of the accreditation saga with the focus on the stakeholders and the 411 on student discounts for CCSF students that may come in handy.
And coming up later in the show, our field correspondent Omar Mahasin will introduce us to rising stars in the Bay in his story, Artist 101. Rocio, do you consider yourself a fashionista?
Must you ask? Must you ask?
True. Then you'll enjoy this peek into the CCSF fashion department, which has been around for 30 years and has accomplished fantastic things in the highly competitive fashion world.
I can't wait to see what they've designed, and later on we'll highlight some of the driven folks that bring IDTV to your screen and the department that educates them to do so. Then we'll rewind and reminisce with the punk band Victims, who recorded in this very studio some 30 years ago, before I was born. And guess what? We might even get a chance to see a live performance.
Rock on! Nice. Let's get started, Rocio.
The March 15th deadline for responding to the ACCJC's show cause has come and gone. So where do we go from here? What's next for City College and its students? Now, we'll focus on Chanel Williams and other stakeholders and their continuing battle to keep the community in City College.
Thank you so much for coming out here today, educating all of us about what's really going on in our school.
Make a public statement calling for Prop A funds to be used for education as voters intended.
That's why we're here today. This is about equity, folks. It's about all of us as students having a right to our education.
If you have any questions regarding the accreditation issue at City College, you might want to talk with Chanel Williams.
What is happening is it's a rationing of education.
Constantly battling on all fronts for all stakeholders, Chanel stands in the forefront on every decisive issue.
The key thing that has been most left out in mainstream media about City College of San Francisco is the sheer impact that these changes that are being made in the name of accreditation will have on students.
There's a different vision for community colleges in this country now, that they should be preparing people for work.
There is a shift from the federal level and the state level to really turn community colleges into junior colleges. I see the fight right now at City College as extremely critical, not only for San Francisco Bay Area and for the state of California, but for the entire nation. You know, I really want to see City College remain affordable and accessible, you know, to all communities. But I would also say I have this, this sort of intuition that, you know, I have a purpose, I have a role that I have to play in this movement. We've seen at City College, all of our part-time counselors have been cut, all of them. And, you know, with that, we're also seeing with this mandate from the Student Success Initiative, every student must have an ed plan. How are students gonna be able to create that ed plan with a counselor if there's no counselors to do it?
The school's closing down for many students or for the people who actually need it. And it's being done by, again, an administration that's been here for about 4 months.
Extended Opportunities Programs and Services, EOPS, that program cut 40%. Disabled Student Program and Services cut 40%. CalWorks for single mothers cut 40%. Second Chance for people coming out of the jails and back into City College cut by 40%.
What this college served as for years was not only a place where people would come for the first 2 years and then go on to university, but also a place where people from the community could take courses, people could do various things, learn languages, you know, take art classes.
But they're totally leaving out adult ed, like GED, ESL, which is, you know, your GED is, you know, when people drop out of high school, they can come back and get those credentials. And then also English as a second language. Those are classes that are really needed for immigrant communities
Because when we make these cuts to classes or services, you know, students can't come here anymore.
You know, I worked really hard along with staff and faculty and other students to get Prop A passed, Measure A. That's additional $14 million for our school.
And we've always heard statistics too that 1 out of every 3 San Franciscans has either been to City College or maybe knows someone closely. I can't remember what the statistic referred to, but a lot of people have experience with City College, and it's a pretty good impression that people have of the college.
You have a variety of classes so that you can wrap your mind around something, and that there's someone here to help you out in case you're struggling.
What an incredibly important, impressive, heartful organization this is.
I think that's just been a positive thing in my experience at City College, is this, you know, the fact that it's not so much a school, but it's a place where you take classes, a community where you take classes.
I'm a human rights activist, and education is a human right, and I'm gonna fight until you know, we win. We win the mission of community college for it to be protected for future generations. So that's what I want to say.
Ever think you're Helen of Troy? That your face could launch 1,000 ships? Maybe not, but it could launch 1,000 discounts. Sherae Honeycutt has more.
This spring, there are some 80,000 students that are registered here at City College of San Francisco, but not all of them have taken the time to come out and pick up their student ID card.
The first day I am here, oh, a lot of paper, ID, assurance.
While most students are on a fixed income, and many juggle classes, jobs, and homework, student life does have some perks.
Yeah, I personally, and along with the college, you know, recommend that every student get a student ID card. First of all, it's free.
Students that have a current ID will find that they can do much more with it than just check out books at the school library.
I use it for library, for tutoring, for access to computers during around the school and in other campuses. I also use it as a personal ID.
Not only do you obtain services here at the college, a lot of the vendors and a lot of the merchants around the area provide discounts, student discounts.
Around the Mission campus, students can find a variety of discounts that include reduced rates for acupuncture and a 20% discount at Escape from New York Pizza. Nearby the Ocean campus, stop into the Cafe de Milanio for a 10% discount off everything they offer.
I frequently use it at the museums.
MoMA, the DeYoung, and the Legion of Honor provide students a discount on admission. And if you're headed to nightlife at the California Academy of Sciences, having an ID with you will save you $5. Not far from CCSF's Soma campus, ACT offers students a discount on individual show tickets and 50% off a season subscription. Many theater companies offer student rush tickets. For music lovers, the San Francisco Symphony presents a specially priced student series. If movies are your thing,
movie theater, yeah, I can use it for a discount like $1 or $2.
Or for stay-at-home types, join Amazon Prime as a student and stream select movies for under $40 a year. Websites like JourneyEd.com offer savings to students, but you can also take advantage of student rates from Microsoft, Apple, HP, and more. Be sure to comparison shop. A discount doesn't always mean you're getting the best price. From fast food to fashion, having a student ID card makes City College one of the best deals in town. In San Francisco, I'm Sherae Honeycutt for IDTV.
If there's one thing college students love, it's cheap food. But we don't always think about where it came from. Well, I'm here with someone who does. She's the author of the book Health at Every Size, a researcher at UC Davis, and introductory nutrition instructor right here at City College, Dr. Linda Bacon. Dr. Bacon, welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you hear this occasionally, but Dr. Bacon? Nutrition instructor?
It's true. I've gotten teased.
What's with that? Do you take grief for that once in a while?
I certainly have. It's been a persistent nickname for me all my life, Bacon Bits.
Fair enough.
But I have to say that things are maturing a little bit these days. The most common thing I hear now is, if you don't love bacon, you're wrong.
I'm sure you know all the health benefits of bacon, right?
I definitely do.
Right on. Well, here at City College, to talk about nutrition, we have a lot of options of food that are considered by many people not to be healthy. And you teach in your class here and as well in your book that people have a lot of perceptions about food. You know, we count calories, we count carbs, we count everything, all sorts of factors. And you feel, and you teach and say that, you know, people should not be that afraid of what they eat. What are some misconceptions that people have about food and nutrition?
Well, I would say one of the biggest misconceptions is that counting calories and carbs or fat grams or whatever it is you want to count is helpful. In fact, from the research, we know that it definitely isn't, that people do a much better job on choosing appropriate amounts and eating the right foods when instead they pay attention to things like whether they're hungry or whether they're full and use that to guide amounts rather than their ideas about food.
Right on. Well, speaking from experience, I know how that is.
Can I just add to that?
Please do.
Yet another myth tied to that is that if you do control your calories or your fat grams or your carb grams or whatever it's important to you, that you're going to be able to control your weight. And in fact, we find that from the research, that's definitely not true. That people that try to control their weight often end up, well, maybe they could temporarily do it, but in the long run, all that weight comes back on and sometimes even more. And we find that the most effective way for people to get to a weight that's healthy for them is to let go of all of those rules and the counting. And again, when people just trust themselves, when they eat more mindfully and pay attention to their bodies, their weight stabilizes at a place that's healthy for them without trying to fight it.
That's great. That's great advice. And for the students that are here at school, what would you recommend when they're out hunting for lunch? What should they be keen on?
I think the most important thing is to be mindful around the eating, that they should try to find foods that they like and then just pay attention to what happens. Generally, people are going to find that if all they're eating is junk food, well, they'll probably have a crash later on in the day, or maybe they're going to be constipated, but they'll get some feedback from their food that it's not working for them. And so what I'm going to suggest is that people take the time to just kind of enjoy and appreciate their food and be attentive to it. And the more you choose foods that just help you to feel good, you'll just be drawn to more nutritious foods. And that seems to work a lot better than having all these rules in mind about maybe eating more vegetables or fruits.
Right. Okay. Great advice. And then, you know, in terms of exercise, you know, we've got a lot of stairs here at school. You know, is that sufficient exercise, or is the gym membership worth the price?
Well, you know, some people are definitely wired to benefit a lot from going to the gym, and they get an endorphin rush from doing it, and it feels good, and so they want to do it. Other people don't. They're just wired differently. And that's okay. There's plenty of ways to be active and to enjoy your body. And I think everybody's got to find the method that works for them. And gym membership certainly is just for a small minority of people who are set up that way. But I just encourage people to just find ways to be in their bodies that are fun for them. Okay. And that'll work.
Great. Well, Dr. Bacon, thank you for being here today. We appreciate you coming, and thanks a lot.
Oh, good meeting you, Lee. Thank you.
My name is Eduardo Smith, and I'm from Lima, Peru.
My name is Kai.
Lita.
I'm born and raised in the Tenderloin. That's a really rough neighborhood, and I feel like this music thing is my escape from all this drama that you know you face on a day-to-day basis.
I sustain myself by doing some video editing work. I'm a video producer for a company called One Taste.
I started when I was in middle school. That's when I started writing poetry. And then as I went to high school, that's when I started writing rap music.
When I was 13 years old, I saw for the first time one of the greatest movies, one of my favorite movies to the date, which is A Clockwork Orange. And I saw that, and that was kind of like a breakthrough for me. That was like, okay, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I want to either act or be, you know, direct or be part of the film world.
Dealing with producers since I was 11, it was pretty hard because every producer wants something different. And at the end of the day, it did benefit me because it just realized that what they wanted wasn't me. And they want a certain image of me. It just made me find my own image and realize that that's not worth it and that's not me.
You know, we don't live in the 18th century where everything like very romanticized about, you know, like the deals of the artist. Like, yeah, he does that for the love of art. No, honey, you live in America. America needs money, and if you're not a money, you know, if you don't make any money, you're kind of useless in a way. And also for the artist, you gotta live out of something, you know, because this is your trade.
I feel like I'm gonna keep going. So basically, this is my passion, so I don't think I'll ever stop writing music. So either if I make it or not, you know, I'm gonna still keep writing my music. If I don't make it, my backup plan, since I went to school for audio engineering, I was certified in 2010, my backup plan is to be with the Local 16, working on the boards and stuff, you know, for convention centers and all that. So that's my backup plan if my music career really don't work out.
I've been working as a paralegal, I've been a bartender, I've been a waiter, I've been working in many, many trades.
I've actually tried out for like American Idol and for X Factor and things like that. You spill your heart out to these people and you sing and you do interviews, and to actually have someone be like, not give you a call back or not even like acknowledge you, that really trumps like your spirit. But at the end of the day, if you love it, you keep going.
I want to keep doing films and videos. So yeah, so that's, I'm gonna die holding my two guns, doing the things that I love.
Until something comes along that I love more than music, probably I will stop. But right now, I'm gonna give it my all. I'm not stopping. I don't know when I'll stop, but this is what I love to do.
Project Runway, but their creations are just as thoughtful and inventive. It's time to get all dressed up in your suit and tie and meet the students from CCSF's fashion department.
But I think fashion can be anything as long as you are comfortable in what you're wearing. I think any style can be fashionable.
I define fashion as self-expression.
I would define fashion as the prevailing style at a given period of time that's worn and accepted by a large number of people. I'm Diane Green, and I'm the chair of the fashion department, and I've done that for at least probably 10 years. I started the fashion program at City College many, many years ago, and I wrote all the course outlines for it. And then we merged with Consumer Arts and Sciences, where they were offering sewing and draping, etc., into one big fashion department, and we did that about 12 years ago.
I'm Savon Holcomb. My major is fashion design, and the class right now I'm taking is Fashion 47. It's like fashion coordination, and we learn about like different types of color textures and like how to run fashion shows.
My name's Alexa Gill. My major is fashion merchandising. It's my last semester, so I graduate here in May. My biggest dream, career-wise for fashion, would be I'd love to be a buyer for a company.
Hello, my name is Angelique, and this is my second semester here at City College. This semester I'm taking fashion writing, fashion merchandising, and fashion history. My biggest dream right now would probably be to be an editor at a major fashion magazine, so something like Vogue or Elle.
When Zach Posen comes to San Francisco for a fashion show that Saks Fifth Avenue is putting on for the Ballet Auxiliary, our students will be working on that show. We work on all the fashion shows, so our students are exposed to cutting-edge fashion. They make connections when they meet with the designer and the designer's team. Some of them, Dusty Brummel was my student. She actually worked in the office at one point. She started doing some styling with Saks Fifth Avenue, and now she's called back to New York to do Oscar de la Renta's fashion show. So they make enormous connections, and we're very, very proud of them.
Halito,
Here's an IDTV Sports Minute. I'm Dan Harrington. Being near the top of the standings year in and year out is even more difficult at the junior college level than at four-year programs. For example, the City College women's swim team came in second last year in the Coast Conference after its most successful season in recent memory. This season, the team is not expected to reach the top half of the 9-team conference. Still, there are some elite swimmers on the City team: Cynthia Tran, Haley Plagueman, Michelle Dang, and Stephanie Chan. Good luck to you and the rest of the Rams trying to make the state championships April 25th to 27th in East Los Angeles. It's great to hear the two city soccer programs are already in full off-season practice games. They're not content facing the other two-year schools. Instead, they're going toe-to-toe with four-year colleges from San Francisco State to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. The scores don't matter in these friendly matches. The experience does. I've got a team for you. How about trying out for the City Cheer and Dance Team? It's co-ed and performs throughout the year. It's an official Associated Students Club that appears at community and college events, as well as football, basketball, and other sporting events. Show your spirit on the morning of April 27th at Ocean Campus of CCSF. Not hurting for players, the City College football team. I asked head coach George Rush how over 100 prospects are looking at spring workouts. He said, "They're all good in April." He's so right, and when his record makes it counts, when he thinks the Rams will be ready come August with maybe another conference crown ahead. For IDTV Sports, I'm Dan Harrington.
My name is Juliann Lee, and right now I'm producing the second show of IDTV for Broadcast 148.
My name's Dianne Brennan. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts.
Hi, my name's Kevin Henderson. I'm from San Francisco, but I was raised in Vallejo.
I'm Ismael Escobedo. I'm originally from Mexico.
Right now I'm a production assistant for NBC Bay Area, and hopefully through that experience and through what I'm learning here, I can become a scriptwriter for an actual network show. So that's where I want to go.
I'm here at City College to get my multimedia certificate.
I want to be an independent filmmaker.
I hope to, in the future, be a freelance editor.
I enjoy documentaries, crafting stories, discussing issues through storytelling.
In the future, I hope to be a videographer. I hope to own my own videographer company, my production company.
There are many people that are in the industry that started here. Paul Tonelli was in the radio station here. He's now on 107, The Bone, every day. Cheryl Jennings was here. There's a long list of people that are in the industry and a long list of people that are doing contract work. We have always had the philosophy that this is a inclusive, open access department. Once you take a class, if you're in a class, no matter what your economic background is, you have equal access to the equipment and the tools you need to learn the skills that we're teaching.
Caution, caution. In 1979, the punk rock movement exploded to counter the corporate rock environment and the disco music scene with a brash, angst-ridden, in-your-face thrash. It was a whole new kind of anti-music. San Francisco was not an exception, and a whole new scene was born. Victims was one of a slew of bands like Dead Kennedys, Flipper, Mutants, Dills, Avengers, and many more. Last year, Victims reformed itself with 2 new singers and have been playing select shows. 34 years ago, when this studio was brand spanking new, Victims played a show here, and today, they're back. Here's a taste of the Victims punking it out.
2, 3, 4!
One communist on the faculty of one university is one communist too many. And put us in power that the days of treason would be past.
Wow, that was cool. So, guys, what have you been up to for the past 30 years?
Well, since I'm the original drummer, original victim, it's been pretty much up and down. Contractor, abstract artist, and then staying in touch with Steve. He goes to New York, goes to Hawaii, trying to keep hold of him, you know, finding out what he's up to. Comes back, we play a little bit. John, he's from Berkeley, so actually Richmond. And so it's, you know, he keeps things together. He's got a couple bands of his own. But, and then these gals, Sophie and Terry, actually Terry got us sort of back together. And so we're here again, 34 years later. That's awesome. Rocking out this room. So I think it should be fun. I think you guys will enjoy this next song.
Right on.
It's got some new lyrics by Terry. It's an older song with some brand new lyrics.
Right on. Well, we're gonna stop talking and we'll get into the playing. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Victims.